Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special live episode of the DCL Show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined by amazing Dreams Unlimited travel agent, Ms. Elaine Edwards.
Hi, friends.
And producing our show today is the newest realtor on the movingtoorlando.com team, Mr. Drake Shadwell.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day.
Some people may call him other names, like Flynn Rider. You might. You might.
I don't know why people will call me that. I don't.
Well,
what makes you feel
your
that
door
way?
is open, by the way.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Now that you say it, I totally
Right?
see it.
You can say it. You can say it. It looks like Flynn Rider. So if you want Flynn Rider to sell you a house, Drake at movingtoorlando.com. Okay, so anyway, the reason we are doing this today, the news that came out this morning, finally the long-awaited news that Disney is resuming operations from, Disney Cruise Line is resuming operations from the U.S. starting on August 9th on the Dream. The Dream is coming back. Now, I will make casual reference to the fact that on a recent show, Tuesday, I told you guys I had a gut feeling. And we all know how my gut has expanded with COVID. And I had a gut feeling that August 9th was going to be it, so much so that on Sunday, I think it was, my intuition was just telling me, book it. Book the stateroom. Get it now on that sailing. And I did. And it was a full payment thing. And so that's how I know my intuition was really strong. That if I'm going to plop down, I think it was $3,400 for a veranda stateroom on a 4-night sailing. I felt really good it was going to sail. Again, I had no inside information at all, just my intuition. And so this morning I was doing the I was right dance. I'm going to do a big I was right dance when I get on that ship in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Finally, after more than a year without Disney Cruise Line, it is back. But not without some changes. And that was one of the things I wanted to talk to Elaine about. This is going to be a somewhat different experience, isn't it, Elaine?
It's gonna be different, but I think Disney will completely ensure that the magic is still there. But there is a lot of things that, if you have a sailing coming up specifically on the Dream, that you do need to be aware of, because there are different things you're going to need to do to prepare and different things you're going to need to do once you get on board. Okay,
well, let's talk about the important information about your cruise that I received in booking the stateroom. Real important that people understand what Disney is requiring. Now, state of Florida forbids any company from requiring proof of vaccination in order to do business with them. So Disney is not requiring proof of vaccination. However, if you choose not to show proof of vaccination, you must provide, at the time of embarkation, a negative COVID-19 PCR test paid at your expense, taken between 5 days and 24 hours prior to the sail date. If you are fully vaccinated and you choose to provide proof of that, you do not have to undergo the pre-trip COVID testing. So I will be walking in with my little vaccination card. So I guess they're doing testing there at the port. They're doing rapid PCR tests that you can do. It can be done at the terminal prior to boarding. A $65 test fee will be charged to your folio for guests 12 years and older. And again, if you've been vaccinated and choose to show proof of that, you can skip that.
Now, note, it's two different things. If you are not vaccinated, you have to have two separate tests. You have to, on your own at home, between 5 days and 24 hours out, take a test, and then once you get to port, you will take a second
Oh,
test.
okay. I was misreading
Two
that.
tests. Yep. 2 tests.
So they really want to make sure.
If you're not vaccinated or if you're under the age of 12. Now, they are saying if you're under the age of 12, they're not going to charge you for that test at port.
Okay. But you still have to have it done, regardless of your age.
Still have to have it done because under 12-year-olds can't be vaccinated.
Can't be vaccinated. Which I think is more than reasonable. Then there is, in order to sail, every adult guest must individually create an account with Inspired Diagnostics, a third-party provider for COVID-19 testing and vaccination verification. Beginning no sooner than 33 days prior to sailing, each adult guest must log in to the Safe Passage website and create an online account associated with the reservations. Parents and legal guardians must create accounts on behalf of minors. It is recommended that guests bring their negative COVID-19 PCR test result or vaccination card showing the final dose was administered at least 14 days before sailing with them for embarkation. So already it's different, right? It's not the cruise we took 2 years ago. But I think this is the only thing they can do. This is the only thing they can do. And I think we'd even said, previously that they were going to have to set up rapid testing at the port in order to do this. I don't care. I don't care. You can have hoops of fire that I have to jump through, and I don't care. All I have been focused on is trying to make sure that I was on the first sailing that went out of the U.S. I just want to be on it. I just want to be on it. So yes, I'm whatever information you need, whatever. I don't care. I just want to go shop. I want to go shop on the ship. I'm planning out merch vlogs. Craig Williams will be coming along. And so, of course, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend you subscribe now, because we're going to be putting up a lot of content in that 4 days and afterwards. But I am. Elaine, are you planning on being on this sailing?
So I'm not sure. I've been looking this morning. Right now, as far as my cruise plans, I have a cruise with another cruise line in November, and I have a Disney cruise in January, as well as a few Wish sailings next year. And when it came out that everything happened this morning, I was on that site, and there are conversations being had about August. So it may or may not happen, but
okay, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase my question, because Drake is back there smiling because he knows. Do you want to go on this sailing?
I want to go, yes.
All right. Then after we're done here, we'll take care of that. I would love to have you on that sailing with us. Switch to her. I want to see her look. There it is. There it is. There it is. I'm going to make you room with Craig, though. I'm kidding. I won't room with Craig. I won't room with Craig. So
I feel very bad for Craig then, because I actually snore very loud. So he won't get any sleep.
So does he. And so do I. So, but I've got my own stateroom. Craig's got his own stateroom. Elaine's going to have her own stateroom.
It's just going to be a completely stocked cruise with your people. Like,
it's very socially distanced. This is our socially distanced sailing. No, I mean, look, all everything else aside, I have been waiting for this day. We've all of us, for a long time. A long time. Of course, I know things will be different. I'm not expecting to get on this ship and have the same experience I had in February of 2020, the last time I sailed. I'm not expecting that. And I'm kind of glad now that I went to Disneyland a few weeks ago because, well, I'm kind of glad on one hand, sorry on the other, because the amount of money I spent on that trip, not realizing I'd be able to go on a cruise a month later. But you know, I talked about this on the Tuesday show. I was expecting, I was expecting, going out to Disneyland, I was kind of expecting the Disneyland experience I had pre-COVID. And it wasn't that. And it took me a couple of days. And I'm kind of glad now that I've had that experience because I can go on to the ship with adjusted expectations. I don't know exactly what the experience on the ship is going to be like. I do know that my experience will include a brunch at Remy, a dinner at Remy, and a dinner at Palo, because I was able to grab all three of those. What I was not able to grab was a cabana, because there was nothing available in Concierge, thank God, because I would have spent the money and I shouldn't. But, oh my God, we're going on a cruise. It just keeps, all day. It's just like, oh my God.
You're going in 2.5 weeks. You're going on a cruise in 2.5 weeks.
2.5
Are
weeks.
You like...
And Craig is talking, you know, Craig was talking to me this morning. He's like, oh, you know, I've got to get bikini ready. Well, first of all, no one needs to see that. But I'm like, Craig, you're not getting anything ready in 2.5 weeks. We're just going to have to lean into the fat and be okay with it. Although I have lost about 10 pounds in the last couple months. So, you know, I'm moving in the right direction, but I'm still 14 pounds heavier than I was when COVID hit. And I'd really like to get rid of that 14 pounds in the worst way. But I don't care. I will be fat on a cruise. And I will expand the fat in Palo and Remy and anywhere else on that ship I can find. Because I was going to go back on keto after Disneyland. And now with this, it's like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to go back on keto and then go do a brunch at Remy. You know, no. I'm not
Isn't there a
doing it.
rule about diets like on water it doesn't count or
No, you know,
Right.
yeah, no.
Disney carbs do not count.
Yeah, they
Disney
do.
carbs
Oh, trust me.
not
Trust
count.
me. Trust me. They count. They count.
Yeah.
But and of course, the other exciting piece of news, they have changed these sailings to a Castaway Cay double dip, which again, I am thankful, because if that ship had pulled into Nassau, I would go jewelry shopping. And again, we just don't need that. I don't need that temptation. So, and two stops at Castaway Cay, I'm in. As far as I'm concerned, all of their sailings out of Port Canaveral could just go to Castaway Cay. They don't have to go anywhere else. They can just go to Castaway Cay, and they'd fill those damn ships. They would fill those damn ships.
Especially when you consider that the regularly scheduled double dips are usually premium priced. They're usually a good third more than their counterparts because they're so amazing. And those are the ones that I always go on. Like, that's what I book for myself and my family is the double dips, because I love going to Castaway twice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think some of the differences? I mean, we don't know yet what the changes on the ship are, because, you know, Disney Cruise. It's one of the things I've complained about for a year is that Disney Cruise Line has not been good at communicating what they're doing, and they're not going to communicate changes on their ship prior to its sailing. Unless, I mean, they may. I don't know what that is either.
We got a lot of information this morning And I will tell you, the last several days, I've especially just been kind of unsure what to do, because I've got guests sailing in 3 weeks and we had no idea if they were going to be sailing or not. We did get a lot of information this morning. And if you are scheduled on the Dream specifically, because that's one thing to know, is that all the things we're talking about is for the Dream. Each ship has to be individually approved to sail in the United States. So if you are scheduled on the Dream, even through next summer, you got an email this morning. And if you're booked with Dreams, your Dreams agent forwarded you the email. And it's got a lot of information. It's got a link to the need to know. There is a ton of information in there. Like kids clubs, you do actually have to schedule time in the kids clubs. It's not going to be a come and go as it used to be before. And I don't know, for my family, that's going to be kind of rough, because they come and go all day to the kids clubs. Rainforest Room. I always tell my guests to get length of stay Rainforest Room passes. That is not a thing anymore. You actually have to rent out the entirety of the Rainforest Room. I think it's a 45-minute or it's an hour and a half. I can't remember.
Wait. Back up.
Yeah.
You can rent out the entire Rainforest Room?
Yeah, it's you rent the space for like a 45-minute segment.
Okay, unless you can get that for me, you cannot come on the cruise.
Okay, I will get it.
Look at her jumping through the camera.
I promise, I'll get it.
Hey, who got you on the Wish, on the maiden sailing?
Amen, baby. You, my miracle worker. You're my miracle. I personally book all, with the exception of this particular cruise, which I just did on a whim. Everything I do goes through Elaine. Elaine is my first phone call. That's how good she is. That's how much I believe in her. I even give her my credit card information, and she hasn't yet taken it to go shopping. At least not that I'm aware of.
So yeah, I definitely you need to take some time to sit down and read through those need to knows, because I mean, even things like the basketball court is now a sun deck. And
oh, thank God. So when I'm getting a massage, well, that's on the Magic and the Wonder. Getting a massage, and you hear boop, 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 because they put the basketball court right over the spa. That drove me insane. But that's it's a better use of it. Nobody was ever using it.
Yeah.
I would have used it. For the record, that sounds awesome. Being able to play basketball on a boat, that's incredible.
Okay, raise your standards. Raise your standards. You've never done a cruise, have you?
I have not. I was wondering if I would get through this show without everyone knowing my dirty secret of I've never been. For the record, I was planning on doing it. I was cast members get incredible discounts. Not anymore, obviously, but we did, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna get to go on a boat, and I was like looking at it, and we all know what happened.
You will never go on a Disney sailing if you keep calling it a boat.
It sounds so much more fun.
It's a ship. It's a ship, not a boat. Just have to make that correction, because it drives me insane when people call it a boat. I mean, okay, technically it is a boat, but it's not a boat. It's a ship. Right, Elaine?
That's right. It's a ship. I make jokes about it being a boat, but it is. It's a ship. I said, I just want to be on the boat. But it's a ship. Yes.
I don't know. I don't care what they've changed. I really don't. I don't. But I do want to make sure I go in with those adjusted expectations. Now, of course, we'll report on whatever we experience and stuff like that. I'm not going to give them any crap on this sailing, though. They get a complete pass from me on this sailing, because they've got to figure this out in real time. And I think everybody needs to go on to these early sailings with that mindset. And yeah, we could make the argument, oh, but they're not giving us a break on the price. Yeah, okay. But you know what? these crew members, these cast members on the ship, talk about displaced, talk about what they don't need, what they're not going to need. It's a bunch of Disney Karens going on the ship, melting down because this isn't exactly the way it's supposed to be. So let's all give them a pass. For this sailing, at the very least, for these early sailings, let's just give them a pass. I'm going to give them a pass. I'll report on what I see, but I'm not going in there to I'm going there to be there. I'm going there to be there and soak it all up. And I'm not kidding. I am two things I'm obsessed with right now. Merch and the spa. Merch and the spa. The first place I'm going when I get on that ship, because there's a lot of appointments not available. They usually hold back stuff for embarkation day. So my beeline is going to be right to the spa. And to try and get waitlisted for a cabana. Because if I can get a cabana, then I'm good. I'm done. That's my, oh my God. Have you ever done the cabanas, Elaine?
Not on Castaway. I haven't. I've done them on other places, not there.
Oh, no. If you're talking about, you've done Royal? You've done them on Royal?
No. I'll tell you where I love cabanas is at Volcano Bay. I'm obsessed with their cabanas.
Okay. Well, I will tell you, the ones on Castaway, I prefer the family beach ones over the adult beach ones.
They aren't doing the adult beach ones, and so cabanas are even harder to get. They are not even opening the adult beach ones.
Why?
I don't know.
Is there extra COVID? Is there extra COVID on the adult beach?
I don't know. And cookies and cookies too, they're going to be open, and they're still kind of a buffet, but they're going to be serving you instead of self-serve, which I'm okay with.
I'm going to say it again. This is going to be the mantra for myself and for everybody who's going on this sailing. Give them a pass. Roll with it. Just roll with it. Things are going to be different. They're still going to be figuring out those different things. They've had one test sailing. One. A grand total of one. So let's go in knowing that. Let's go in being mindful of that. Because I'll tell you, you don't know how much you love something until it's gone, right? You don't know how much you love it till it's gone. And I mean, I know I love Disney Cruise Line, but boy, of all the things I have missed in this last 18 months, that's the one. That's the one that really just I've longed for. And I know I'm not alone in that, right? You're my people. I'm not alone in that. Of course, if you're going to book a Disney cruise, please consider dreamsunlimitedtravel.com and our lovely Elaine. But how have you? How have your clients been reacting to this news today?
So everybody that has replied back to me this morning has been very we're so excited, we're ready to go. The last few weeks, when they were getting ready for the test sailings, I had a lot of people that were emailing, and they were asking questions, and they were unsure. Maybe if they're scheduled for September, October, they were unsure if they wanted to be on those first few cruises and what it was going to be like and that kind of thing. But everybody I'm talking to this morning, I'm saying, send me your questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll call DCL, we'll find out. So we're kind of just working through everything, all of their questions and finalizing. But for the most part, my people are ready to go. They're excited. Like what you said at the top of the show, whatever DCL says, they're ready to do it. They are ready to do it.
Yeah.
One thing that we didn't talk about that is super, super, super important that we definitely need to bring up is about travel insurance. They are requiring, if you are fully vaccinated and you show your proof, you don't have to have travel insurance. If you are not vaccinated and you are 12 or older, you do have to have travel insurance, and it's very specific what their requirements are. It's in that important information email that came out this morning.
Okay, that was interesting because none of that is communicated in the booking process when I book the 2 staterooms that I have.
Right.
I mean, I normally don't take travel insurance, personally. My situation's a little different, but I don't take travel insurance. But there was nothing that I saw there that stated what you just said. So
Yeah.
I wonder how much confusion that's going to cause.
Yeah, I mean, that's why when I forwarded all my emails this morning, I made a bullet point at the very top and I said, make sure you look at the travel insurance. Like, you need to have coverage, be vaccinated, get outside coverage. Like, something needs to happen here because there's a lot of boxes that need to be checked before you get on that ship in 2 weeks.
Well, you're going to have to tell me what boxes I need to check.
I got you. You're going to be good to go.
Right? I'm so excited. So incredibly excited about this. Now, just a reminder to folks, the August 9th sailing is not a one-off. The Dream is back in operation. For all intents and purposes, knock wood, barring any, horribleness. The Dream is back in operation, which begs the question, when will we see the Fantasy resume its 7-night sailings out of Port Canaveral? And we don't know. Have we heard anything about when test cruises are scheduled for the Fantasy?
Next week.
So I believe the earliest right now they have any sailings on the book are the books the end of August, correct?
Yeah, it's either like the last week of August or the first week of September. I can't remember off the
I
top
think
of my
it's
head.
August 29th, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like they canceled further than the Dream did.
And my guess is that if you are scheduled on the Fantasy August 29th, on the August 29th sailing or after, you'll be sailing. That will be my guess. Now that they've got a successful test cruise and order from the CDC to resume operations on the Dream, they now have a template with which to do it on the Fantasy, and I don't really see any reason why that shouldn't follow suit. So that'll be my next prediction. See if I'm right. August 29th. I think that's the date. August 29th will be the one for the Fantasy. And so if you are one of the people who are on that sailing, you didn't cancel, you didn't move it, I think you're going to be going on your vacation. Don't know that for sure. But I didn't know it for sure on Tuesday when I said August 9th, and I was right. And I'm on a roll this week because, the prediction I made about Disney moving. Yeah, I'm gloating. I'm absolutely gloating. But I made the prediction that Disney was going to move jobs out of Burbank into Lake Nona, and everybody told me I was crazy. They're moving jobs out of Burbank into Lake Nona. And now this. So I'm on a roll. I'm not always right. Now, let's be honest. I'm not always right. I was making predictions last year about when Cruise Line was coming back, and every single one of them was wrong. Every single one of them was wrong. But this was at least an educated guess because there was more information. That was just, I think that's when it's going to happen. But I was wrong. On this thing, I was not. I was right.
For me, it was when they started allowing online check-in. They had completely suspended the online check-in process, which is separate from your Castaway Club booking cruise activities. They were still doing that, and they've been doing that for the last year and a half. But they suspended the online check-in that usually happens 75 days out. About a week ago, for August 9th, online check-in.
I swear to God, I swear to God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So for me, that's what I was saying. Okay, August 9th is going to happen because they wouldn't allow online check-in if they weren't pretty sure that that was going to happen. So, and that was before they even did the test cruise.
And, also when they announced the Maritime cruises for this year, I'm like, okay, they're going to have their U.S. fleet sailing by November. They're not going to push these. They're not going to push these if they're not relatively sure. They're going to have the dream and the fantasy sailing. Now the question is, are we going to have anything going out of Miami? What do you think?
I think they, like you said, the dream is going to be the template for the fantasy. And then we kind of knew these were going to be the first ones going. As far as Miami is usually the Magic, which is still over in the UK. So they would have to wait for it to come over. The Wonder is scheduled, it's scheduled out of Texas. So they may start working on that, on sailing out of Galveston next. And Galveston and Florida are going to have different policies based on their governors.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm just not. But I don't care. I don't care.
So I would say that's going to be the next one. I think after the fantasy, I think they're going to start working on the Wonder next, since the Magic is still in the UK.
Yeah. I'm excited. Now we're going to start seeing. I think the next 2 months are going to be chock full of announcements about when various sailings are going to resume. I think with the announcement from Canada that vaccinated Americans can go into Canada now. I don't know how that's going to work with the Alaska sailings. It's very possible that if they end up going out of Vancouver and they're not sailing out of Florida, well, obviously they're not going to sail out of Florida to go to Alaska, but if they're sailing out of Vancouver, or even if they're sailing out of Seattle, they may very well require vaccines in order to reboot Alaska cruises. If they want to stop in Canada, they're going to have to. Or if they're going to let people off the ship, they're going to have to know. I don't know how that's going to work. But I do think we are going to see Alaska sailings finally in 2022. So this might be a good time, if you're inclined, to start looking into Alaska sailings, because that is exactly what I'm going to do. And
I can tell you they're going quick, because we haven't sailed Alaska for 2 years, and everybody's got future cruise credit, and they just keep pushing it forward. Alaska's going fast, so if you want to go next year, you need to start planning now.
Yeah, and I wonder, I just really quick, let me look and see what those are going for.
While you're doing that, in chat, I know it's been asked a few times about contact tracing on the ship. A few of the cruise lines are doing bracelets that keep contact with who you pass by on the ship so that they can do contact tracing. I have not seen anything like that yet from Disney. But of course, if we see something like that come out, it'll be reported on DCL Fan for sure. But I have not seen any information on that yet.
Okay, July, and we'll take questions from the chatterati in a second. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, July 11th through the 18th. Veranda stateroom, $9,300. Ocean view, $6,500. Inside, $5,000. Concierge, $18,759. And that's for the concierge family ocean view stateroom. That's not for a suite. That's not for the one bedroom. Now, look, Alaska cruises are always more expensive, always. But
how long are those cruises?
That's a 7-night. That's a 7-night cruise. It's not, honestly, it's not ridiculously higher than than normal sailings, but it is higher, right, Elaine?
Yes, I've been watching, like I said, I've got a lot of people I've been pushing forward into Alaska, and I'm thinking, I know that veranda sailings have been in the 9,000s and that ocean views have been in the 6,000s. That's kind of where it's been for as far as next summer.
A lot more reasonable if you go in May, though. Oh yeah, well their first sailing. Yeah, no, if you do the May sailings, like May 16th through the 23rd, May 23rd through the 30th, insides are about 3,900, ocean view between 45 and 4,800, veranda about 7,000, concierge about 13,000. So those are a little more normal, but it's also May. And that's the beginning of cruise season in Alaska, and it's a lot colder up there in May, which I don't give a flying crap, really. Which concierge room is that? Hold on. It's like, that's why these shows, this show, and this show's going to cost me a fortune. Like the DBC show. I didn't own DBC before we started doing the DBC show, and now I got a panhandle to pay my contracts. No, I really don't. Well, I do kind of. Just I do it here.
While you're looking at that up, I think there was an important question posted in the chat. Don't worry, I'll just go ahead and add this to the broadcast really quick. Paul Krieger wants to know. Can he sleep in your bathtub on the August 9th sailing? I think that's crucial information. I think this also goes to you, Elaine. This isn't just directed at Pete anymore.
It does. Paul Krieger and I are very, very, very good friends, and we travel together. And so, yes, Paul Krieger is always welcome in my bathtub.
Wow, I wonder how his wife feels about that.
Phrasing there, Elaine.
I'm very good friends with Amy. She will understand. However, there was already a conversation happening between Paul and Amy, and both of them are under the impression that one will not sail without the other because neither of them have been on a cruise before. So they are both holding tight to the fact that they will only go on their first sailing together.
Aw, that's so cute.
Well, there happens to be a sailing happening on August 9th. I'm just saying. If you want to come hang out with Elaine and me and Craig, please join us. There are still staterooms available on the August 9th sailing, and you'll get a wonderful shipboard credit from Dreams Unlimited Travel. Pay the same price you pay Disney. It's no more expensive, but you also get the shipboard credit. I'm going to plug. So a 1-bedroom stateroom on the May, what date was it? The first sailing in May to Alaska, $17,820. That's about right, generally speaking. It's ridiculously expensive. I'm just saying that in terms of that's a more normal price than what you're going to be seeing later in the season. But if you're going to do Alaska right now, I would highly recommend just doing it early in the season, because that seems to be where the prices are a little bit more reasonable. I wonder what they look like a little later on. Well, we can do another show on Alaska.
I have a question about those concierge rooms and rooms in general. How many people are you looking to fit? Like, can sleep in those rooms? Do they charge you per person? Do they?
You pay per person, first and second passenger, and then it's less for like third and fourth. But you're going to pay for everybody. Okay. So when you talk about a room being $7,000, that's like $3,500 per person, first and second. And then if you have another person or two more people in the room, it's what's the? I've never done it, Elaine. What's the average?
It's half price. It's half. Second and third are half price.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry. Third and fourth. Third and fourth are half price of first and second, and then fifth goes down even more.
Yeah. So, look at him. He's already trying to angle how he's going to get into a one-bedroom stateroom.
And as far as how many concierge fits, it's different actually. The fantasy and the dream, they only go up to 5 people in the largest one. And then on the wonder and the magic, I think it's 7 maybe in the largest one.
For the record, I'm just thinking about, like, you talk about those rooms that are 6,000-7,000, and first right off the bat, my mind, like, because I haven't been on a cruise before, it blew my mind that it was so expensive. But if you split that with someone, and then over 7 days, and you're on a boat, I mean,
now
ship.
look, let's not try and polish a turd here. Disney is very expensive.
Yeah.
You can do other cruise lines, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival, Princess, they all do Alaska sailings. They all cruise. And they're considerably less expensive than Disney. Personally speaking, now I've done Norwegian, I've done Royal Caribbean, and I've had a great time on both doing Alaska sailings, more on Royal than I did on Norwegian. But the experience on Disney is very different. It is very different, and in my opinion, worth it. It is worth the price difference. The level of service you get, the quality of the food, the quality of the entertainment experience.
The all-inclusiveness of the entire thing.
Yeah, I don't feel so nickel and dimed on Disney.
Right.
As I do on some other lines. All right, let's get some questions in from the chatterati.
All right, well, while we're waiting on some of y'all to pop those questions into chat so we can get them here, I think this is one good to start us off with. Would the government agree that cruising with Pete Werner is essential traveling? Question mark.
It depends on who you are. For some people, it is essential traveling. For other people, it's essential they don't do it. It really is about what's essential for me. Is it essential for me to have you there? Probably not. I would love to, but is it essential? I think that's jumping the shark a little bit.
So, and here you go. Here's another one. Pete, can you see those? The monitor's pretty far away. Yeah, it's too small.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
That I need to set the studio up better. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't have my glasses.
All right. Well, it's from Brandon. He says, I just want to know what differences to concierge is going to happen with these new sailings. Is the lounge going to be closed? Will we still get alcohol, food, etc.?
There is no way they are closing the concierge lounge and maintaining these prices. None. And I'll tell you what. If they do, if you've paid that money and the lounge is closed, mutiny. Mutiny. Because I would be absolutely... Am I hearing what I think I'm hearing?
Yeah. A little bit. It's getting there, yeah.
All right, we got to keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Got some thunder rattling around, and obviously if we get a thunderstorm, we have to shut down the equipment, but we'll try and go as long as we can. But no, at those prices, they would not be booking concierge. Because the lounge and access to those concierge cast members, it's what you're paying for. I mean, yeah, the rooms are a bit nicer but not that much nicer to justify that price. The concierge staff justify that price. They really do. They are phenomenal. Shout out to Glenn McMaster, my buddy who works. I think he's over on the Magic right now in the UK.
All right, real quick, Elaine, I'm gonna pop you up on screen, and then also your lower third, because a question we had was, here it is. What's the cost to book a spot on August 9th? Send me a quote, Elaine. So
it doesn't quite work like that.
So I think the best plan of action is you just take that email right there, Elaine@dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, shoot her an email, and she's going to walk you through everything, because I've heard she's amazing.
She is. She's incredible. I'll tell you what those staterooms are going for right now. Hold on just a second while I bring that up. No, there are no Alaska cruises in.
While you do that, I want to talk about, I don't know what the character interactions are going to be in the entertainment. A couple of people have asked about that. I just want to say I'm super. Oh, perfect, Elaine. You here?
Okay, so let's see. Disney characters will interact with guests from a distance in new and entertaining ways. What those new and entertaining ways are, I do not know. So basically, no close-up encounters or autographs. They will allow plenty of physically distant photo opportunities. So my guess is they're still going to be out there. It's going to be just like at Disneyland and Disney World. They're going to be out there. You can't hug Mickey, but you can still get a selfie with him. He's going to wave at you, that kind of thing. So like I said, even though there's changes, even though it's different, they are going to do everything possible to make sure that you have a magical time. That's for sure.
All right, so pricing right now on that August 9th sailing. Veranda staterooms are ranging from $34.26, again, that's for two people, to about $35.54. And ocean view staterooms, nothing in it. There are no inside staterooms available, no concierge available. Ocean view staterooms going from about $3,200 to $3,400. $3,400 for the deluxe family ocean view stateroom, a little bit larger, by about 40 square feet. So that's what's available right now. Elaine, while we're talking, you need to start.
I got you.
Because you know what's going to happen. We're going to finish this. It's going to be sold out. And then as soon as I find my phone, I'll text. Do you still have my credit card information?
No, because here at Dreams Unlimited Travel, we like to protect your financials, and as soon as we make your deposit, we immediately delete all of your credit card information. We do not keep it on file. It protects you. It protects us.
Wow.
And don't worry, I put up the lower third right as you.
I saw. I would love to have some people join us. Any other questions in the chat room?
You actually touched on one. Is the August 9th sailing sold out yet?
No, it is not.
But Pete thinks it's going to be after the show.
I don't. Thank you for that bump to my viewership, but no, I don't think it will. I think it's going to sell out as the day goes on because, we're all doing revenge travel right now. So I don't think this is going to last very long. That's why I'm thinking just Elaine, go ahead and. We just got a ground strike, folks. We're going to have to go ahead and close it out here. But thanks for being with us. Very, very excited. I'm sure we're going to have a lot more to talk about in the weeks and months to come as Disney resumes sailing out of the U.S. So thanks for being with us. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Drake. And we'll see you again next time. Have a great week.